Well, good evening. Arsenal keen on Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia, a 19-year-old of Southampton that United is also keeping an eye on, and his father is talking to different teams that really want the services of his son in the next summer transfer window. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now today is really a very chilly day where I am, and Sunday I have to recharge my batteries. That's why I've come in late, but obviously we are going to cover those stories and bring them to you here live onto the Rokani Media Football. We are talking Emily Smith Rowe and Martin Odegaard on how they really had to really behave in the international break, and luckily enough Arsenal has not gotten any serious injury in the number of games they've gone ahead to play this international break. So how are my Muslim friends? How is the holy month of Ramadan taking you? And the Catholics, I think you are soon coming to the end of the Lent period that will see you celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Not so? So, as it stands to me, it's good and okay. So, allow me get into this. Now, we know that in the January transfer window, Moises Caicedo raised up or developed as or emerged as a summer transfer signing of Arsenal. A January transfer signing of Arsenal, and Arsenal wanted to sign him and made a bid of £70 million. They are even willing to make another one of 80, but it was inevitable. It carried no sense for them to do it because Mr. Loom, the owner of Brighton, had made his stand, and his stance was he's not for sale. He was adamant on several days, and Arsenal just went in for Jorginho, but they wanted Moises Caicedo. And when Moises Caicedo came up and really renewed his contract or extended his contract or his stay at Brighton, we all said that, so is Caicedo trying to find himself in a position of not going into play for Arsenal in the summer? Because if he just found himself in a position of wanting to go out of Brighton, he had no need to extend his contract. But that contract came in with an increase of salary. But that has not stopped Arsenal from being keen onto the player, and this is Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal still keen on Moises Caicedo, also following Romeo Lavia. Caicedo is in the list again at Arsenal, and Lavia is a player they are following. That is Fabrizio Romano via the arsenalbuzz.com. And when he went on YouTube, he put out a long one. He said on Romeo Lavia, Arsenal are keeping an eye on the player, but at the moment there is still nothing advanced. Arsenal have many options, and Moises Caicedo remains a target after the discussions they had during the January transfer window. Now, let's first talk about Moises Caicedo. To me, Moises Caicedo is a talent that when he comes in at Arsenal, he is 21 years of age. He has a lot to offer to a team of Arsenal. Mikel Arteta is a manager who looks so much at the talent of the player and how press resistant is, his mentality, his work rate, because nowadays it's all about being tenacious on the field of play. Amidst you being great and good on the ball, if you're not tenacious, then you're not going to be productive to the team you're playing for. That's why you saw that players like Ozil, who are massively talented, were shown the exit door by Mikel Arteta because he was not a workaholic in that midfield. Look at Martin Odegaard. He's one of those players that he looked like he's not a hardworking player, but this season he has turned himself into the best Arsenal player to cover the most distances ever since the season started. He's running his heart out, fighting for the badge and putting in the effort that is really required every game. That is it for a player known as Martin Odegaard. So when you look at Caicedo, he's tenacious, he's good on the ball, and he adds more when you're going forward. That's it. So he's a player that Arsenal will always want, and they'll never at any one point stop liking this player. Being keen on a player and being a target indicates you, or it sends an information to you that Edu and Arteta admire this player. They admire him. And One will say, but they brought in Jorginho and they're having Thomas Partey. Yeah, when you're having Jorginho and Thomas Partey, Partey is making 30 this year. Jorginho is 31. Xhaka is 31. You look at that midfield of Arsenal, lacking a little bit of a young breed of a central midfielder. And I think if you add Caicedo in this transfer window, it just gives you options of really having 4 central midfielders, central defensive midfielders, or 3 central defensive midfielders that can really give you the best option of what you want at a club of Arsenal. You know, Caicedo, with Arsenal going to the Champions League, I think he'll have to seize on the moment. I know the agent of Caicedo is so much close to the people at Arsenal. He knows everything that Arsenal has, and the plan is simple. For £70 million, can they get Caicedo in the summer? That's the big priority in there for you. And the big question remains, of the two, who will they sign? Is it going to be Declan Rice or Moises Caicedo? And I know this story that was put out by Fabrizio Romano today about Caicedo is going to attract the agent of Caicedo or Declan Rice to add more light to this. Either we are going to get a story that Arsenal is off Declan Rice, or Declan Rice is still the Arsenal priority. I predict because I know how this happens. The agents of these players need to push for the move, and it's time now for the news to start flowing, because Arsenal have to put 3 players onto the target in one position. Like you're seeing the Lavia story I've already told you. Romeo Lavia plays for Southampton. He was bought from Man City, and Man City have a buyback clause of £45 million if at all the player is still at Southampton until 2024. Arsenal is coming in. They want the player. They're monitoring the player. He's talented, 19 years of age. He has played 19 games in the Premier League. I've seen him play against my team that I support, that is Manchester United. He's a very good player. Lavia is a very good player. At the age of 19, if you find him expressing himself like that in the Premier League side, you just know that this player is that good. And what shows you that a player is that good? At the age of 19, being looked at by Manchester United and Arsenal. Do you know what that means? Do you know the footsteps of the people he's coming in to compete with? At Manchester United, it's Casemiro. Do you know what it means? Manchester United to go in and look in for a replacement or a backup for Casemiro, and they go in for a 19-year-old. Yet they're the likes of Declan Rice, Caicedo, Zubimendi, Sangare, and very many others. It shows you how good this player is at the age of 19. When you look at Arsenal, it's Jorginho and Thomas Partey that he should come in and really compete with. So it shows you how talented this boy is. The boy is talented. I've seen him play. He has the energy. He has the physicality. He's always secure with the ball. Always press resistant. You know, he wins his tackles very well. He wins. He makes interceptions, checkmates in that midfield. He wins aerial duels, grand duels. Oh, he's a fighter. And whichever team gets him, they would have got themselves a very good player that they are going to reckon themselves with in the future. And if at all Arsenal can get in Caicedo and Lavia in the same window, that will be a total sublime species or piece of business, because it doesn't come out more often to get in a player or 2 players, one at 21, that is Caicedo, and the other at 19, all talented with their future bright. And you know how Mikel Arteta is. He's so much good at really improving the talent of these players. And I think if at all I'm Caicedo and Lavia, I would hurry a lot, or I would hurry up and join Arsenal, because when you look at the path or the trajectory of Arsenal, it's just going towards the ceiling of Caicedo and Lavia. These two will enjoy themselves at Arsenal. I know one will say, how will he always do that? That will call in for players like maybe Jorginho to be really to play one more season at Arsenal and then be let off, because Arteta wants to be having a lot of players in the midfield of Arsenal. He wants to compete in every tournament next season, because this time the Arsenal team was not built to fight on two fronts. The Arsenal team was built to fight for the fourth position or third of the Premier League. That's it. Their main aim this season was to go all out and play into the Champions League next season. So that's why they're out of the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, UEFA Europa League. They never built that squad to fight on two fronts. But the next season, you see that Mikel Arteta is building his squad to fight on all fronts. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League, and the Premier League. And that's why you see to it that he might bring in two midfielders, because if you bring in two, it's really going to be so much important for Arsenal that in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, you won't need Thomas Partey or Jorginho to come in and really play, or Granit Xhaka. You'll just tell Lavia and Caicedo, it's your moment, seize it, and let's go on and so forth. So to me, I believe Lavia is a very good player, Caicedo is a very good player, and if at all, Arsenal can really bring in these two, Caicedo at like 70 million pounds, Lavia at like 45 million pounds or 50, 120 million pounds. If they bring in these two midfielders, Arsenal's midfield problems would have been solved at a price tag of 120 million pounds. That's it. So let's wait and see what happens tomorrow, because I anticipate a story coming in from journalists after Fabrizio Romano put out this. I think it's really going to be one of those that we have to be looking at. Now, yesterday, Spain was playing Norway. Rodri plays for Spain, Odegaard plays for Norway. You know, there was a tackle that Rodri made onto Martin Odegaard, something that was nasty. The referee just waved on, and Martin Odegaard has come out and really told the referee that what you did was bad, because I would have even lost my ankle because of the tackle that Rodri made onto me. Now, he has said, I'm pretty sure I should have had a penalty. He's coming with his studs right onto my ankle. I'm sure I'll get punished if I say more. I don't bother saying anything else about the referee. It's better not to say anything. But if at all you watch that moment of Odegaard and Rodri, obviously there was some contact. But nowadays, you look at the referees and you ask yourself, why is VAR here? You know, they go ahead and really go in for stupid things and stupid calls that are really uncalled for. And when you look at all of this, he just slid through him and he never even got hold of that ball, you know? It was a horrible one. It was a horrible one. If at all you watched it very well, though we never got those photos. But when you look at the video and watch it back, Rodri just comes all out as Odegaard shoots to the goalkeeper. And guess what happens? He just slides through him. He never gets the ball and he gets his ankle. VAR never intervened. The referee was so close. He just waved on. So to me, I believe referees should be doing better. They should be doing better. And for VAR, they should be so much consistent as far as this is concerned. And they always find themselves in positions of being defended because it looks like it's an independent entity that can't be touched on. You get the way they are defended. That's why you've heard Odegaard saying that I fear to be banned or to be suspended if at all I say more, right? And at that juncture, the game was 0-0. If they get that penalty, Odegaard takes it, buries it at the back of the net. Obviously, it's a different result altogether. However much the game ended 3-0, if Norway gets ahead of Spain, it makes it hard for Spain to come back. That's it. So, my mind tells me that Odegaard really had a point to address, and it has been really delivered home. But this goes all out to all fans that always come in here and attack us every time our teams get stupid or ridiculous decisions via VAR. Like me as a United fan, I've been one of the culprits of that. We've suffered a lot. We've suffered a lot from such stupid decisions. Those stupid decisions have costed us a lot. And I believe something has to be done onto that, because we are not at that level. We are not at that level of coming in here to really call something bad good. So that should be a lesson learned, that when you see VAR cheating a certain team, stand in unison with that team. Don't just jubilate that, oh, that team has lost. It's all coming back to you, trust me. That's it. What goes around, what comes around goes round. You know that very well. Now, let's go to Emile Smith Rowe, another player that played for Arsenal yesterday. He scored the opening goal in the under-21 game of France and England. That saw England put four past the under-21s of France. Madueke was on the score sheet. Then Curtis Jones, was it Jones? Yeah, of Liverpool was on the score sheet also. So they put four past France under-21, and Madueke of Chelsea had 2 assists. But the manager of the under-21, known as Lee Carsley, on Emile Smith Rowe said, I really like Emile Smith Rowe. He's a player with massive potential. I think he showed in patches tonight that he's a good player. Now he just needs minutes to play games and trust his body to train and play at a higher level. Then he said, I've always thought that he was a strong character. Any player that goes through an academy like Arsenal, forces their way into the team and wears number 10 for them, has got unbelievable character, determination and desire. That's it. So the desire of Emile Smith Rowe is out of this world. And to me, the 65 minutes he put into his legs yesterday are an indication that he's ready to come back and play for Arsenal. In this battle of the title that Arsenal are in with Man City, there is a player that Arsenal needs. That is Emile Smith Rowe. Why? He scores goals. He scores goals, and you'll need these goals of Emile Smith Rowe in the games that Arsenal are going to play. In those 10 games, Emile Smith Rowe can be so much important. Like he was in the game of Bournemouth. He heads that ball to Thomas Partey to pull one back, to really put Arsenal back into the equation of really getting this game done and dusted, and it happened. So I believe him playing 65 minutes was good, and on Tuesday I think they are playing another one, or Wednesday. If Rokani can pull out some 70 minutes into his legs, that means he'll be ready to come in and really play for Arsenal again. So guys, your thoughts onto Arsenal keen on Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts about Odegaard's complaint on Rodri coming in through and really tackling him in the box, and a penalty was not given, almost lost his ankle. And Emile Smith Rowe playing 65 minutes for the England under-21s. Rokani David is my name. May the Almighty bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm out.